Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Kit Adam, a 60% mechanical keyboard from a company called KBDCraft that also happens to be made from Lego. So before I get into this one, I just want to say thank you to KBDCraft for sending me this keyboard for a review. Kit Adam is the full DIY kit that you just saw unboxed in the start of this video that comes with switches and keycaps. If you're interested in buying this keyboard yourself, then check out the description below where you'll find an affiliate link that will take you straight to the website and give you a discount, or you can just use the discount code KEEBFACE at checkout. Okay, so the first Lego keyboard I ever heard of, and maybe it was the same for you guys, was the Melgeek Pixel. I heard about that during the kind of build up and advertising for the Kickstarter. I was getting really excited reading through this article talking about a Lego keyboard, and then unfortunately I came to the photo. The Melgeek Pixel doesn't look like a mechanical keyboard, and that's a deal breaker for me. Fast forward a couple of weeks and the guys at KBDCraft sent me an email saying follow this link, have a look at our keyboard. If you're interested, we'd like for you to review one for us, so we'll send one in the post to you. And as soon as I saw it, I was interested. A Lego keyboard that actually looks like a mechanical keyboard. It's not my favorite layout, it's not as brightly colored as the Pixel, but it looks like a mechanical keyboard, and that's really important for me. In this video, we're going to do a stock build of the keyboard, focusing only on building the keyboard itself, not modding it or doing any lubing. And in a follow-up, I'll do like a full mod of this keyboard, including lubing stabilizers, holy modding, perhaps lubing the switches, depending on what the prelube is like. And the intention of that is obviously to help any beginners, which hopefully this keyboard will attract to the hobby. It'll help you guys to mod your keyboard and know how to get the best out of them. As you will have seen in the unboxing there, you get a lot in the box for $100. You get everything you need to build, disassemble, use the keyboard, and most of the individual components can be bought off the KBDCraft store for a very reasonable price. The case, for example, is just $15. That's all the Lego bricks to build the case, which is really cheap even by Lego standards, to be honest. And this really is a good thing considering their website states that there are more colors to follow. So let's get into the build. The instructions show you how to build the keyboard from start to finish, the same as any set of Lego instructions. You're probably better off starting by separating out the Lego pieces into their kind of types and sizes, if you like. I didn't do that because I'm a bit of a messy Lego builder, if you like, especially with a smaller kit like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the whole process, but I'm going to speed it up so as we can see it all relatively quickly. So basically you build up to the point where you can install the gaskets and you get the gaskets installed. You'll see here that the gasket design is made so as it sticks over the studs on top of a Lego brick. And a quick tip is to punch out all the center holes on the gaskets before you start and then kind of peel them out with your fingers, because that will save you a ton of time when you come to sticking them in. Once you have the gaskets in, you should fully assemble the PCB and plate assembly. I built the case beyond this point before putting the plate and PCB assembly in because I wanted to see how many Lego pieces need to be removed to get the plate and PCB assembly back out again. PCB assembly includes inserting the stabilizers into the plate, stacking the plate foam and the PCB together, then installing the switches. You should probably also install the keycaps at this point while the underneath of the PCB is supported by a desk, because if you do it once the PCB and plate assembly is installed, because this is a gasket mount, it's got no kind of support from underneath, so you could do some damage. I didn't do this because I built a few gasket mounts now, but it's up to you whether you do that or not. That's probably the recommended guidance on how to do it. A quick few tips on putting together the plate and PCB assembly. assembly. First is to insert the spacebar stabilizer into the plate before you kind of sandwich everything together. The reason that it's important for the spacebar stabilizer is because the foam, the plate foam, blocks the wire from pushing in once you've got everything put together. So you really must put the spacebar stabilizer in first. Also, the stabilizers are quite a tight fit on this keyboard, so you just need to make sure that you seat the non-clip side of the stabilizer as far into the plate as you can before putting the clip side down and in. You also need to support the plate from underneath, as it will try and bend instead of the stabilizer going in, so you kind of need to pinch it in by holding the plate underneath and pushing the stabilizer in. The switches are also a tight fit in the plate, which is a bit of a problem on the top and bottom row where it's near the edge of the plate. So again, you just kind of need to pinch the switches in. You hold up on the plate with your finger and you kind of push the switch in on your thumb, and that'll help it kind of land off all the way. Also, a lot of the poles on my switches were bent. The metal, basically the poles on the underside of the switch, were quite bent on mine, so you just need to check those before you put them in. Once you've got the plate and PCB assembly together, you need to land it in the case on top of the gaskets, and when you do that, you just need to make sure it lands off and is free from the case. What you might find is, because Lego, if it's not clipped together tight, you might find that the sides are kind of in slightly like that at an angle, and what that can do is it can hang up on the gasket. So you just need to push down on the gasket a few times and make sure it's free to move up and down. Then from here, you just complete the case build above the gaskets. As I said before, as you'll see in the video here, I put my keycaps on last, but it's probably advisable for you to put them on before, but that's totally your own choice. The switches included in the kit are the Switch S² engine with a 40-gram operating force, and they do come pre-lubed. The stabilizers come without pre-lube, but they do come with like a sachet of lube stuck to the outside of the box for you to do the lubing yourself. I've not done this yet because I want the comparison to be as kind of pronounced as it possibly can be for the kind of new people to the hobby in the next video. So this is a completely kind of stock typing test, which isn't really fair because these stabilizers should be pre-lubed. So you kind of have to disregard the sound of the stabilizers. That's more for the next video, where I'll show you just how much of a difference lubing your stabilizers makes. They do look good quality. They won't need clipping because they're flat on the bottom. If you Google stabilizers, you'll see, or clipping stabilizers, you'll see that you have to clip the underside of the stem on some stabilizers. These are flush on the bottom, which is a real good thing, saves you a job. And I've got no doubt that they'll sound really nice once I do my mods in the next video. So let's see how it sounds. And while you listen to this keyboard, keep in mind that I think the goal for this keyboard was to make it sound the same as when you're clipping Lego bricks together. Okay, so let's finish off with some of my thoughts on the keyboard. So first off, I'm a big fan of this keyboard, and I'm really happy that there's a mechanical Lego keyboard on the market that actually looks like a mechanical keyboard. I think KBDCraft Store have done an excellent job with this keyboard, not only delivering a Lego keyboard that looks and performs like a mechanical keyboard, and a gasket one at that, but for making it available at a very reasonable price. I say that last bit as kind of a disclaimer, because even though this keyboard could be looked at as kind of a novelty item because it's made out of Lego, I want to review it as a mechanical keyboard because it really does perform like a really half decent mechanical keyboard in its stock configuration. So I basically have three things that I consider to be a bit of a swing and a miss with this keyboard, and they're all kind of connected. First is there are no rubber pads or feet included in the kit to stick to the underside of the keyboard, and this is a must-have on any mechanical keyboard regardless of price, type, anything. They should always have rubber feet. Second is that the keyboard is too flat to the desk and there's no angle adjustment to kind of correct this for yourself. All mechanical keyboards, regardless of whether they have adjustment or not, should always have a positive typing angle, so the keyboard should always tilt slightly towards the user regardless of whether there's feet or not. And the third, which is connected to both of the above, is the fact that they didn't make the base plates stackable. So what I mean by that is the two plates that make up the bottom of the keyboard, you can get those as stackable or non-stackable on the underside. Stackable obviously means that you can connect connect bricks to the underside of the plate. Non-stackable means that that's where the Lego ends in terms of down. You can only build up off them. Now obviously what making the underside of this keyboard stackable would have done is it would have meant that we could use bricks or plates to adjust the angle of the keyboard just by sticking the bricks on the underside of them. If you added rubber to the underside of the bricks, you really have got something here, you know? Not only can you make adjustments to the angle, but it can be really accurate because, like I say, you can use bricks for like a big sort of 10mm adjustment, and then you can use plates for sort of minor adjustments and fine tuning. I just think it's a bit of a missed opportunity, to be honest. And this is just one of the things that I plan to rectify in my mod. If you've got this keyboard and you're finding the lack of rubber feet a bit of a problem, as in it's sliding around on the desk, then you can rectify this just by buying rubber feet and sticking it to the bottom of them. You can get them on Amazon, and what I would recommend doing is getting like a thicker set of feet for the back of the keyboard and a thinner set for the front, because that will just give you that positive typing angle. With all that said, I'm really happy that this keyboard is on the market, and I'm really excited at the kind of prospect of modding it, customizing it, adding Lego to it. I already went on a Lego website last night and looked for pieces for this keyboard, mainly for the bottom plate because I wanted to make it stackable so as I could adjust the angle. And to be honest, to my surprise, every single brick in this keyboard you can buy as standard Lego off a brick website. So I've got a completely different colorway coming for this keyboard to just have a play with it, which I'll show you in that mod video. I would say, to be honest, if you're a little bit more patient than me, you should probably wait for the color options to come available on the KBDCraft store, because it cost me much more than the 15 euros that it cost you to buy one of their cases to buy this in individual bricks off a Lego website. Anyway, I could talk about this keyboard all day, but I better not. I highly recommend this keyboard to keyboard enthusiasts who like Lego, like me. Also to Lego enthusiasts who obviously use a keyboard for their home office. And I definitely recommend it to kids and newcomers, as it's just a lot of fun to build and use. And I think that's about it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.